Very good evening, everyone. Very warm welcome to a live webinar on POSH, that is how to file annual report. And I can see
Hello,
many
ma'am.
familiar names are here.
Ma'am, your voice is not audible.
Really? Just check. Is my voice audible, Preeti? Confirm it in the
It's
the
quite
Yes, ma'am.
clear, ma'am.
it is audible, Richa. Please check it from your end. Preeti, if you're there, help me with the chat messages. That will be a really great help for me. Thank you so much. And wonderful to see so many messages are coming in. That is Divya is saying good evening. Very good evening, Divya. Payal is saying I'm audible. That's so nice. Thank you so much. Yes, very good evening, everyone, once again. And I can see many familiar faces, familiar names, and feel so good to see Smita, Lakshmi, hi, right?
Ma'am.
Sunita here. Yes, Richa is here, and some of our team members have also joined. Usha is here, right? It will be nice if I can see some faces, right? And those people who have completed their certification just on last weekend, they have again joined. Wonderful. Either they have understood everything or they still have a doubt. I really don't know what is it. Yes, Rakhi is also here. That's so nice to know, Rakhi. Yes. So very warm welcome on such a chilled evening, because here at least it is very chilled. Preeti, please help Richa, reply to her message. That will be very good. Okay, great. So some of you knows me, some of you do not know me. So without wasting a single minute, let me start today's session. Very important. I'm very much excited to have a very informative session, because there are many practitioners are also have joined. There are some new people will be also there. So before we begin, let me know from which city are you joining from. Please put it in the chat box. Which city are you joining from? Put it in the chat box so that I get to know. Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Delhi, Gurgaon, Nagpur. Wonderful. Pune, Jaipur, Indore. Wow. That's wonderful. Shillong, Pune. Wonderful. So we can see a mini India is here. Seema, so nice to see you here again. Kerala, excellent. Wonderful. Now, let me also ask you another question to you. How much knowledge you have on POSH on the scale of 1 to 5. On POSH, 1 being minimum, 5 being highest. Please put it in the chat box. Okay, there are some people having 6. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. Okay, wonderful. Pile is saying 7. I'm liking your confidence here now.
Good
Right?
evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Richa. Very good evening.
I'm audible, ma'am. Yes.
That's wonderful. Okay. So we have many people who have got almost 3 to 5, right? Some of them are on 5. That's wonderful. And still you have joined for the session. I think that is commendable. That is commendable. That shows your hunger to learn, right? How many, so all the existing participants, let me also tell you, there are many people who have graduated from ProTouch, as well as there are many people who are new here. Okay. So you may see my tone, my address will be little different. Okay. So let me know how many of you are attending the ProTouch session for the first time. Just write I, so that I will get to know that, I'm attending your session for the first time. Wonderful. Wonderful. Kanika, Varsha, Salma, Rituparna, Neelam. Okay. That's wonderful. Okay. Great. Akanksha is here. Wonderful. That's great. Amazing. How many of you are already IC member? Put IC in the chat box. Put IC in the chat box. Okay, Varsha is already IC. Smita is IC. Selma is IC. Nikita Sood is IC. Wonderful. Great. That's great to know, everyone. And now, very prominent question I would like to ask all of you will be, when it comes to IC functioning in your company. So some of you can be, external members and all. So this question is not for the external members. I just want to know to the people who are working as a IC in their own company, what is the status of POSH implementation in your respective companies on the scale of 1 to 5, right? Possible that, okay, this year we have started, we have IC, but we are not functioning that much. Quite possible. We are still starting. I don't know where to start. Quite possible, right? Okay. So I can see some people are saying, yeah, Richa, I will come to you because, that is how the difference is going to be. I need to address that. So don't worry. One. Okay. I can see that. See now, how many people are writing that we are at the beginning, right? Excellent. So now, since we have a diverse participant, everyone, let me also give you some idea about POSH, applicability of POSH, and what are the mandatory things. Our focus is going to be how to file annual report on that. Will that be okay? That works with everyone, right? Because there are some people who are new, some people are, expert. So I have to have a balance, right? So I will give you a little idea about it, what it is exactly. Okay. So everyone, as you know, workplace safety has become very important, right? Workplace safety has become very important. There is a history also. What is the history? That is, let me put okay. First of all, very important, I have not also introduced myself. I'm thinking I'm a celebrity that everyone knows me. So that should not happen. Everyone, I'm Dr. Aparna Sethi, and I come with 20 years of experience. I work predominantly with companies like manufacturing companies, service industry. I was also into teaching, and I can proudly say I'm also mother of ProTouch. So in our regular language, I'm a founder of ProTouch. In POSH, I started working around 2014 and 15. That is where my area of interest developed, especially when the Tehelka case happened. That is where I started, getting interested about this particular topic. And when I got into this topic, I realized, oh my God, I also got sexually harassed. And I did not even realize it. Because somewhere we live in a culture called chalta hai. Itna to hoga hi, right? This much may happen. And then I realized there are many people still need to have lot of understanding about POSH, right? And that is where the journey started. God has been very kind that I got opportunity to train more than 30,000 participants, more than 200 clients in corporate world. I could train more than 1,000 trainers. I mean, in our WhatsApp, one group itself, we have 600 plus right now, but I don't have much count of it because we have 2-3 communities. So more than 1,000 trainers I could develop. I could develop almost more than 3,000 IC members. In this journey, I published 3 books. One book is Where to Draw the Line, Complicated Relationships at Workplace, which is focused completely on POSH related cases. Second book which I published, that was online, the art of online presentation. Third book I published, that is Diversity and Inclusion, Meaning to Measurement. So this is all about me, everyone. When we talk about ProTouch is into 3 kinds of training program. One is direct training, where people like you come and take certifications, professional certification in various courses like HR Generalist, HR Analytics, POSH TTT, Train the Trainer, coaching, emotional intelligence trainer and coach, and many more. Another division we have, that is ProTouch digital training, where on our LMS we have many training programs where people come and take the digital programs from us. And third is ProTouch corporate training, where we deliver many training programs and these programs are very customized training program. Preeti, it will be really nice if you can post our website address so that if someone wants to know about ProTouch, they can get in touch with us. Great. So now, let me start with it, right? So about the POSH, very important, there is also history, everyone. What is the history? That is, we had Rupal Deval Bajaj case first, followed by a very important case happened, that is Bhauri Devi case, which happened in the small village of Rajasthan. While she was working on the, village, as you know, many people in India, they don't have their own land. So they work on someone else's land, right? So while she was working on someone else's land, that is the time she was gang raped. Now, gang rape is completely different, everyone, than, than sexual harassment. She was also working on us for a social cause. Okay. Now, as I said, gang rape is completely different, but this is first time in India the voice was raised. What was the voice? That if an employee is working at employer's workplace, understand this is very important. When an employee, especially women employees, are working at employer's workplace, then it is employer's duty to give safe work environment. Everyone is with me? Right? So it is employer's duty to give a safe work environment. And that is where the binding on employer started coming, compulsory actions, right? So this happened in 1992. However, while this was happening, there was one NGO who was raising the highest voice, and the voice was raised by NGO called Vishakha. What was the name? Put it in the chat box. Vishakha. Okay. And after that, in 1997, we have guidelines, that is Vishakha guidelines. You know, Vishakha guidelines were there. However, still things were happening. Now, to pass this act was there since very long time. But unfortunately, maybe we were waiting for another incidents to happen. And that happened in 2012. What was that incident? Nirbhaya case, right? That is where the question mark was there on women's safety. And hence, this 2013, this act was passed. Prevention of Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace. Understand, every word is very important. Prevention of sexual harassment. That means companies are supposed to take care preventive measures. So that is where the prevention. So this law has given preventive measures, right? Prevention of sexual harassment. So this law has also defined what is sexual harassment. Because, today also we get to see many people have no understanding what is sexual harassment. And sometimes, mental harassment cases also comes in sexual harassment. So this law has defined what is sexual harassment and has given 5 definitions under this law. What are the definitions? What is sexual harassment? What is aggrieved woman? What do we mean by employer? What do we mean by workplace and extended workplace? And forms of sexual harassment. So these are the 5 basic definitions are given by the law. Okay. And this is very important for all of us to understand that these definitions, believe me, has given a lot of clarity how to work in this area. Okay. Now, what is most important, everyone? We have seen prevention of sexual harassment of women. So now this is very important for all of us to understand that this law has also defined what is aggrieved woman. That means who all are covered under this act. Okay, who all are covered under this act. And yes, this is for women only right now. Okay, now you will understand I'm in completely with you that this act should be neutral. It should be for everyone. However, as of now, this law is for women because Government of India feels that still today, women are not safe as compared to men here. Okay. So I'm coming to the another part. What we have seen, prevention of sexual harassment of women. Who all women are covered under this? All the employees. Another is contractual workers. Another is, people working on probation, students, and even visitors are covered under this act. Everyone is following me right now till here, right? So these all people are covered under this act. Prevention of sexual harassment of women at workplace. So understand, now this is the title of the act. So now the next level come is at workplace. So this law has also defined workplace, right? Whereof, is it a physical workplace? And there is also extended workplace, everyone. That means suppose if I'm going for some official reasons, then how am I supposed to, am I covered or not? Everything is covered. Everyone is clear on the title? Prevention of sexual harassment of women at workplace. And this act is divided into three parts. One is prevention, prohibition, and redressal. Means what? Companies needs to take care of preventive measures. And let me tell you, I work as a IC external member with many companies, right? And many people think that when the case comes, then only the, IC, that is internal committee members, role comes into the picture. But no. Internal committee, IC stands for internal committee. This committee is dedicated committee to take care of POSH related work, right? It is completely different than your grievance committee. It is completely different than your code of conduct committee. And this law has also given a proper structure of IC. Okay. So IC is supposed to take care of preventive measures. Another is prohibition. That is, we have to show zero tolerance by developing the policies, and redressal. So this law has also given a proper redressal mechanism, everyone. There are steps we need to cover when it comes to, we need to follow proper steps when it comes to complaint handling. Is everyone with me? Earlier, it was known as ICC. It was known as ICC. Okay. Now it is known as IC. Why it was ICC? That was Internal Complaints Committee. And why now they are calling it as a IC? That is Internal Committee, because Ministry of Women and Child Development decided that please understand, IC's role is not only in handling complaint. IC's role goes much beyond, that is prevention, provision, and then redressal. So it should not be in someone's mind that if I have a complaint, then only I should go to IC. No. The role is much beyond, and hence it is called IC. So those who are beginners, are you clear on IC? If you're clear on IC, please put IC in the chat box. Ritupurna, I will take the questions at the end. I'm going to give 15 minutes for question and answer. Okay, wonderful. Right? And I'm sure those people who are attending the session, once again, this can be the refresher for them, isn't it? It can be the refresher. Okay, that's wonderful. So that's wonderful to know. Now, what is the applicability, everyone? Now, very important, let me show you my presentation. What is the applicability of this law? Okay, and then I will take you through the another thing, that is how to file the annual report. So last 25 minutes I've kept it for annual report. Okay. So now this law gets applicable to entire India. Okay. Now understand, companies work in a very different way. Different means I would like to share certain things from you. That is, law is only for women. Okay. But companies are becoming very inclusive, and their policy is inclusive. That is, you use one terminology called gender neutral. What is the terminology? Gender neutral. So what happens that anyone, man, woman, any person from LGBTQ community faces the sexual harassment, right, can file the complaint. Is everyone with me? So what happens? The law is for only for women. However, everyone is covered when it comes to policy. Okay. Now, it is applicable to entire India. Every organization, irrespective of its size, you cannot say that my company is small, my company is mid-scale, no, irrespective of size, whether it has a women employee or not, has to be comply with the law. You cannot say, Arey, we have not, I come across sometimes when I talk to some companies, they say, मैडम हमने झंझट ही नहीं रखा, हमने विमेन को रखा ही नहीं, इसलिए पॉश हम लोग करते ही नहीं. Now in English, let me convert that we have not hired any women. So this law doesn't get applicable to us. No. It will still get applicable. Why? Because your customers, your visitors, even a bystander is covered under this law. Make sense? Now, this law has divided the workplaces into two categories. One is organized sector and another is unorganized sector. What is organized sector? Organized sector means having 10 employees or more. And unorganized sector is having less than 10 employees. Right? So all the companies are covered under this. But there is some difference. What is the difference, everyone? If your company falls under organized sector, then it is mandatory for you to have internal committee. It is mandate. If you don't have internal committee, then the fine can be there up to 50,000 rupees, as well as if after giving the reminders, if you still don't have IC, then your license will be also taken away, everyone. And hence it is called organized sector and IC. Show me thumbs up, Smita, Richa, if you are with me, so that, I can see some of you. Sunita, thank you so much. Right? There is another is unorganized. Unorganized means what? When you have less than 10 employees. So people say, our company is very small, so, this is not applicable to us. No. If any incidents happens, the employee can go to LC. Now, what is LC? LC is local committee, which is constituted by district officer. Everyone is with me? Right, everyone? So if you look at it, everyone is covered under this particular law. Everyone, please keep yourself on a mute mode. So everyone is with me till here? Yeah. Sanjay Tripathi ji, I will be taking your contribution at the end. So please keep your contribution there. Okay. So I hope I'm making a lot of sense to all of you, right? So this is the basic applicability. If you look at it, there are a lot of other things will come into the picture. What do I mean by that? I mean to say that is, there is a she box, there is FIR, there are a lot of things. However, our focus today is going to be on annual report. Make sense, everyone? Right? Because we have gathered for this. Now, why I have kept this particular program now? Because we are now on 28th December. And this law follows the calendar year. That is from January till December. And this law has given us companies lot of mandatory activities to execute. So if the law has asked, because these activities falls under preventive measures. Everyone is with me? So if we are following these activities, cases will come down, right? What can be the one activity? Tell me that can fall under preventive measure. Please put it in the chat box, everyone. What can be that one activity you think that can, bring down the cases? Absolutely. As Payal, Neha, Smita has said, what is it? First is sensitization. That is awareness programs. If we conduct awareness program, then certainly if you look at it, that is one of the preventive measures, right? But imagine if you don't have policy and you conduct only awareness. Is it fine? No. So you need to have a POSH policy. Now what happens? People are conducting trainings, but people don't have policy. Sometimes have policy, but don't have IC. And suppose if I have IC, then we don't know who are the IC members. Possible, hai na? Yes or no? So now this law doesn't want to leave any loophole while the execution, right? So law has given some mandatory activities to all the companies. Now law has given, but what is the proof that you are executing it? Right or wrong? Right? So to make sure that you are executing all the activities given by the law, you need to give the report to the government of India. Okay? What is the report? That is called annual report. जैसे नाम बोला है, साल भर आपने क्या activities की हैं? That means throughout the year, what activities you have done related to POSH, that we need to share it with the evidences to Government of India. Everyone is with me? Right? And in that, they have given us lot of details. Okay. Now, what is it that I will be sharing with you? Or what are the things which we need to take care when we are having the annual report submission? Okay. As I told you, some of you might be feeling right now that, oh my God, there is so much in POSH. I completely understand because, you know, we also run a POSH train the trainer certification, everyone. And it is, sometimes it is a 2 days full day program, or sometimes it is a 5 days, 3 days every day, each day. Like this, we conduct the program. So there are many participants are here from that program, and we take in-depth program of that. Okay. So certainly we cover, but as I said, it is a webinar and we have a limited time. Hence, this program is going to be more focused. Okay. So now, what are the things and how, in what fashion we need to share it? That means today the activities, documentation, and as well as I will show you the one cover page, how you need to submit it. So which will, where you need to submit it and when you need to submit it. So you must have received, all of you, the message, all 3 questions. We will deal with those questions. Okay. So let's have a look at this one, everyone. Okay. These are the things we need to submit at the time of when you are submitting the annual report. Okay. What is it? Very important. We have to submit the POSH policy. Okay. Now, sometimes people say, "Arey, itna karne ki zarurat nahi hai." But when I will show you the POSH, annual report, which Government of India has shared with many companies, and we are also one of them. So that is the time you will get to know that they expect this to happen. Okay. Then details of IC committee. Okay. Now understand, they want to know who are your IC members, their name, their designation, their department, okay, their contact details, everything. We need to who is it? One second. Okay. So these are the details in a tabular format should be there. Okay. Then what is important, everyone? Proof that IC policy is duly displayed. Now, what happens? Policy putting on the notice board becomes certainly difficult because policy can be 12 pages, 13 pages. But very important for all of us to understand that we need to have IC details. Now, why it is written duly displayed? That means we need to post it on, say, for example, on notice boards, on in canteen, wherever people come, too many people come at one place, so that they should not miss out, right? Suppose if the incident happens, we should know to whom to contact immediately. But if these names are not visible anywhere, how will I get to know? Right? Now, for example, there is a tagline, Mahilaon ko samman, sabka samman. You must have come across, yes or no? Do you think that works like a reminder for all of us? है ना? कुछ भी we believe or we don't believe, but it is a reminder. If you go in train, behind that some tray there is a paper, and the paper also it is written. Or for example, Beti Bachao, Beti Badhao, right? What is it happening? This is all about the reminders that in case something happens, where should I go? And this is also one of the preventive measures. People keep around going and say, Acha, IC ka details hai. Posh, posh, posh. Are you getting my point? See, we don't want to create any fearful environment anywhere, right? Rakhi, you're right, but I hope I'm making sense what I'm saying, right? So very important for all of you to understand is when it is in front of you, bolte na, out of sight is out of mind, but in front of sight is inside the mind. That is how it works, right? So please, that is where you need to have all the details in front of you. Then see, even though you have this, notice circulated to all. So very important for all of us, that is once in a year. Once in a year.
गेम पॉइंट पे रखे हो, मैं तुम्हारे ग्रुप की संगत थोड़ी हूँ यार.
Okay. So very important, once in a year minimum, you need to send a notice. Notice to what? That hello everyone, right? For example, we send it like, we at POSH believes in creating dignified workplace. Your safety is most important for all of us. Keeping that in mind, we have POSH policy is in place. Kindly find the POSH policy attached, right? And these are our IC members. So what happens? Another reminder goes to all. And now, as a HR, as a IC people, we need to keep the printout or maybe say sent email that you have sent it to everyone. So if you have not done it till now, everyone, you still have a time. Before 31st December, do it. Make sense, everyone? Right? So that is how we need to send the notice. Then understand minutes of the meetings. Now people ask me this question, like, Aparna, is it quarterly, every time? It is written in the annual report template itself that minutes of the meeting held on quarterly basis or the regular basis. Right, everyone? Quarterly basis or regular basis. Now, what do we mean by that? What do we mean by that? We mean to say IC members needs to meet quarterly once. Why? Maybe to review the policy, maybe to take the preventive measures, maybe to decide when are we going to have a training programs. Are you getting my point? If IC members come together, meet, that is the time what happens? That is the time we discuss, we take preventive measures. If we are not meeting, then what is the use of IC? Making sense? And see, now you are meeting fine, but are you keeping the MOM of it? That is minutes of the meeting. Is that fine? How do you keep it? I will just say that on your letterhead, you need to put, the meeting, just like any other MOM, that these are this day, date, time, these many people attended, and these are the points were covered. If possible, the photograph of them, so that give evidences as many as possible, right? So these are the quarterly meetups. Let's have a look at the another point. That is details of complaint received. Now understand, annual report, you don't have to mention whose complaint you have received. It only asks for the number, because this law talks very loudly about the confidentiality. Okay. But now, for example, you must have realized, Government of India generally published this year, there is a 15% rise in the cases. From where do they get that number? Right or wrong? So कहीं ना कहीं इसका क्या होता है, एक मेंटेन किया जाता है नंबर. We generally say 1. Suppose there is a possibility your company has not received anything. It's perfectly all right. You can just say that is nil or 0. But that you need to mention. Perfect, everyone? Getting a lot of insights. If you're getting insight, just write IN in the chat box so that I get to know. I also feel motivated that, okay, I'm able to connect with all of you. Excellent. Excellent, Richa, Sakshi. Okay, that's wonderful, right? After this, let's have a look at this. That is, see, details of the complaint received, we have seen. Inquiry completed within which time? Because this law talks very important. That is, you get the resolution and the judgment within 90 days, everyone. Isn't it wonderful? So you don't have to wait for years. You don't have to go to any court. IC members are your own company members. They have a civil court rights when they sit together, right? And you will get a resolution within 90 days. But and very important, because of that, what happens? The person who is impacted feel comfortable to go to IC members. We can stop. The confidentiality is maintained. And hence having IC in your office is very important. How many, see, let me ask you one question. Is there any woman here who has not faced a sexual harassment on public forums, public transport, home, neighborhood, school? Are you getting my point? How many of us have gone to police? No. Why? Who will go? मेरे कोई blame होगा. If my name will be there. Yes or no, everyone? Now, I don't want to get into our social culture and all. How many of you even recall the rapist name of Nirbhaya? We all recall Nirbhaya. Yes or no, everyone? Yeah. So understand, whatever you say, the name is at stake. Yes. And hence it is very important, the confidentiality which this law talks about, everyone, right? But if it is in your company and your name will be confidential, they will take care of it. Do you think you will have more confidence to go and speak up? That is the objective of having IC, right? You feel it. Let me tell you, confidentiality is very important, but still sometimes when you are in one office, you get to know what is happening. But at least it will remain in the office. It is not going in the newspaper. I hope I'm making a lot of sense to all of you, right? And that is why IC needs to be there. And it's a wonderful thing that, we have IC so that you feel going there and speaking up and bringing your, attention to what is happening to you. Now, number of general awareness training program. Now, are you getting my point? So law says minimum 1. And right from your CEO to your pantry staff, from your CEO to your contractual staff, everyone should be sensitized, right? And hence it is also the part of induction program of many companies, right? So the day you entering, you should be aware about POSH. No one should say, "Mujhe to pata hi nahi tha." Really? And hence all these things are happening. So how many general awareness training programs you have conducted, and understand proof of such sessions? So that means everyone, all the HRs who are here on getting insight on how to file annual report, need to keep the evidences of your training. What do we mean by that? Keep the screenshot of your Zoom meetings where maybe you have conducted the training online. Keep it. Another thing is this, send email. That means, for example, in Sunita's office, there is a training and she has sent an email to all the employees, right? Hey, tomorrow we have a POSH training sessions at 11 o'clock. That sent email. Photographs of the people, right? maybe who has conducted the training. Suppose if I am the external person coming and conducting the training, they also take my signature. Some companies are very particular, but not so many, but few evidences you can keep, which will prove that you have conducted the training program in your company. Everyone is fine with this, right? As well as IC training. What do I mean by IC? Please understand, though internal committee members are equivalent to the civil court, they are not legal personnel, right? Now, for example, if they get a case, they need training to, how to handle the case. Yes or no? And there are a lot of nitty-gritties. Sometimes people even don't know, if I receive a case over an email, how am I supposed to respond? They keep thinking, case hai. There is a case. There is a case. How are you going to acknowledge that? And getting a case is not a bad thing to happen in your company, understand? It talks about the faith your team member have on you as an IC member. It talks that your company has an open culture than people silently living. Happens now. So don't take it like, there is a bad thing to happen. It's a good thing to happen. And if there is wrong something happening, the person needs to face the consequences of it. But very important as an IC member, you should know how to get the evidences. You should know how to conduct inquiry, how to maintain the report, and that is a proper training required. And I'm sure all the POSH TTT people here who are attending now, they will agree to this, what kind of in-depth training is required, right? Without that, handling these cases will be unfair, not right. है ना? Because once you become an IC member, you have a huge responsibility, everyone. Huge responsibility. And nowadays, you may also get some false complaints. And we need to be very aware about it. Okay? So now what are the things we have seen till now, everyone? Let's have a look at it. What is it? Company policy, details of IC members, proof of IC details, policy displayed, that is a photograph, notice circulated to all, minutes of the meetings, details of complaint, inquiry completed within which time, number of general awareness training, and board resolution. Board resolution means whenever your IC gets formed, internal committee, your organization's board members needs to give them authority and approve them that these are the people who are selected one, and they can implement POSH at the work. Make sense? So there is a board resolution. However, sometimes while taking the report, they are not very particular about it, but that is there in the list. So everyone is clear on what are the documents you are supposed to have when you are submitting the report. Yes, wonderful. I can see Navita is showing. You can let me know in the chat box, everyone. Now, I will also take you through another thing that is, let me first of all get it for you. That is, for example, in what format do you submit it? First of all, keep it in mind, all the documents, everyone, all the documents should be on the letterhead of the company. One. Second, every document should have a stamp of the company. Third, all the documents should be signed by your presiding officer. Now, what do I mean by presiding officer, everyone? Presiding officer is a chairperson of IC. As you know, she has to be a woman who is on a senior level. अब आपको सबको पता है senior level is a relative. In your organization, who is senior can become the presiding officer, everyone, right? But now you will say, still we don't have. तो मैं आपको एक ही बात बोलूंगी, please hire. Please hire. Okay? So that's how it works. So Sanjay, that is a very long discussion. I'm not getting into the board resolution. Okay, but that's a thing. If I get a time, I will certainly get into that. So everyone is clear on the documentation part. Yes or no? What to submit. Now I'm going to tell you how to submit. How to submit? Everything should be on your letterhead, stamped and signed by presiding officer. Till here, everyone is clear? Now, along with this document, you need to have one kind of a annual report, cover page. Okay, cover page. Now, what is the cover page? Is that Raki, whatever is on top of it, you can always do it on top of it. Whatever is minimum, I'm telling you right now. So this again, annual report goes on the letterhead, everyone, date. Now, Deputy Commissioner, District Officer. Now here I have given Gurgaon office. You have to find out where is your DO. DO is District Office in your area. Okay, that is where you submit. So annual report by, this is how it is given. Now details of the committee, notice circulated. अब आपको समझ में आ रहा है? This is what is asked in the report itself, covering page, right? Then number of complaint received, number of complaint disposed of, because there are some complaints will be informal. Sometimes conciliation also takes place and hence the case gets disposed of. अब क्या conciliation है? Sorry, I won't be able to deal with it right now. Okay. Number of awareness workshop conducted. Are you getting my point, everyone? And signature of the person, IC, that is presiding officer. Once you submit, so you take this particular cover page. Okay? 2 copies of cover pages you have to carry. 1. File I will come at the end. Huh? So two cover copies of cover page. 1 simple cover page and second cover page, you have to have all the documents attached. Okay? That attached file goes to DO, that is district office, right? Now the copy which you will have with you, Hana, which has no documents attached, you will get such kind of a stamp by them. What is it? This is called the acknowledgement, everyone. What is it? Acknowledgement that you have submitted the form. This once you get, then you can enjoy and you can say, hey, mission accomplished. That is, the annual report has been submitted. So any audit happens, any kind of audit, you can show this. Is that fine with everyone? Now let me also tell you the other side of it. What do we mean by other side? There are some DO offices or the POSH offices have changed their functioning. That means earlier it was always a hard copy, pre-COVID. Post-COVID, many POSH offices have started taking what? Soft copies. Okay? So that is also fine. That if they ask you soft copies in the similar format, everything will remain same. आप क्या करोगे? You will have a scanned copies. Cover pages, your all the documents on letterhead, make it a scanned copy, put it in a PDF and send. And they will send you the acknowledgement that we have received it. Everyone is fine? And suppose, touch wood, let me tell you, Gurgaon LC and Gurgaon POSH office is very active. They will send you, like this year also, we received an email that you are supposed to submit this report, right? With a proper declaration of government. And they have given us a date by 30th of April. But ये किसका हो गया? ये गुड़गांव ऑफिस का हो गया, everyone. Okay? Delhi office is different. Pune office is different. Pune also, your pates are different, right? So that is where little struggle is, and I will tell you how to manage that struggle, everyone, right? Now, very important it is, if they have asked you to send it by email, you send by email. If they have asked you to send you the hard copy, then you can send the hard copy. Okay? Now you will say, oh my God, we will send it by email, but will they reply? Will they reply? Sanjay ji, I think I've shown the cover page for many, many times. Please, I will show you everything. It is there. Okay? I have taken through entire annual report page, right? So kindly give me some time. What was I speaking? Huh. So if possible, that suppose if they are not sending you a reply that I've received, koi problem nahi. You have a sent email. You have done your job, right? You have to put that as your acknowledgement. Everyone is fine with this? No, your company will not be in trouble that okay, we have not received acknowledgement, Aparna kya kare? Don't worry at all. Okay. So we have seen what to submit. We have seen documentation part of it. Now let me tell you another part, when to submit. When is law is silent on that. Okay. Generally, it is, as I told you, when 1st January to 31st December. That's a calendar year. After that, you can submit your reports. Okay. Like for example, ProTouch in that case, for our all clients, we submit in the month of January. We don't wait for a very long time. We have kept that deadline. But Gurgaon office says that you can submit it till 30th of April. So we still have a time. But we don't want to delay our process. जब हमने काम किया तो हम time पे दे देंगे. Right? So like that, every office is different. So when is clear to all of you? Generally, I suggest, no one has mentioned that you have to submit by 30th of January. No one has, but that is, we follow as a best practice, right? Now, where to submit? As I said, DO office, but now someone is asking how to find out that DO office, right? First time, you have to take some efforts everyone. What are the efforts? You have to find out on Google, where is your DO office in your area, right? Call them. If they pick a phone, great. If they don't pick a phone, you go and find out. You yourself can go. You can send any person from your office to find out. Get proper information. Generally, मैं तो जाती हूँ, उनसे बात करती हूँ, एक relationship बनता है. They keep you updated. We understand what is happening in their office. But all offices may not be like that. So sometimes even peon will tell you everything. Sometimes it is written on their door, notice, take a picture and come back. But once, you have to find out that. Make sense? Right? There are many apps and all, they will tell you, go on this app and you will get it. I've tried everything. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. It is a very responsible job. So better go once. All the generations of HR from your company will go there only there. एक बार आपको काम करना है. Okay, go there, find out, and absolutely Payal, you're right. It doesn't work. अपनी technology अभी तक उतनी गई नहीं है क्या मुझे पता नहीं है, but it doesn't work. I have tried everything. Okay, so better go and find out. Is that okay with everyone? Of course, to all our POSH TTT participants, we give you a pan-India level DO office's address, but of course you can understand that is for the people who are doing it. Is that fine? So yes, Jyoti, thank you for bringing it that in Karnataka we will be submitting to Labor Department. Aap dekho how state-wise it is changing, right? So once you get into that, you will find out. वो बोलते हैं ना, ढूंढने से भगवान मिलता है तो एक DO नहीं मिलेगा आपको, but आपको efforts लगाने पड़ेंगे एक बार, right? Absolutely, Rakhi. She said it and it is there that I don't know if I have found these people very good. Especially government offices are changing. There is a good facelift. They are talking about it, and especially POSH. In case of POSH. Okay. So that is where you have to submit. So we have seen what to submit, when to submit, and where to submit. Have you got all the understanding, everyone? Yes. Right? Now there are companies who will say, Madam, abhi tak humne kiya nahi. This is first time our company will be doing. And if they ask about the last reports, what we can do? Possible. Don't worry. You start from this year. They won't ask. Sometimes you will also see, once you submit the report, if you go on the Women and Child Development Ministry website, they also announce that is, which are the companies who have submitted the report. But कभी किसी का नाम आता है, कभी नहीं आता है. So don't worry about it. If you get your name, great. If you don't, it is okay. You have the acknowledgement, that is perfectly all right. So Kanika, do we have to submit 2 annual reports? No. Kanika, I'm not come across like this. It is only one, and that is what we are doing for all the clients since years. Okay. So please understand, Kanika, as I said, state-wise, city-wise, things change. No one is so much updated that, okay, what is happening in Bangalore? Bangalore is Karnataka, but Bangalore maybe pockets hai. Wahan ke kya ho raha hai? We also don't know. So better you have to visit there once. Is that okay? Like in Noida office, there was a sign, there was a one app called Shore, right? Sometimes it was working, sometimes it was not working. So we have to do our research once. And then we have a community. On community, we also update each other that, okay, if you're in this sector, and you can do that. I hope you have got a lot of insights now, everyone. Now, as promised to you, I will give you 10 minutes for the question and answer session. So if you have any questions, I request all of you to use the reaction button from down, raise the hand, and then speak to me. Will that be okay? And keep the question very crisp. I will not be able to take all the questions. I will try to take maximum till 8:05 because I have some other commitments. So I hope you will understand. This particular program is being recorded and will be uploaded very soon on YouTube. So I think, Preeti, I request you to give a YouTube channel link here only. So right now, you can go subscribe. अब मैं यहाँ पे लाइव फॉलो सब्सक्राइब नहीं बोलने वाली हूँ, बट ओनली फॉर योर इंफॉर्मेशन, सो दैट इफ यू वांट टू रेफर इट, so that you will get it there in next couple of days. Will that be okay with everyone? Thank you, Preeti. Can we all give a thumbs up to Preeti? She's helping us, everyone. Thank you, Preeti. Yeah, wonderful. Yes. See, Anikita, over to you.
The notice has to be general mailer to all,
Yes.
just
Fine.
a general mailer that we care for you.
Yes, that is, as I told you, you have to write only 1 or 2 lines that we at XYZ Workplace believes in creating a dignified and safe work environment for all of us. And keeping that in mind, we have a POSH policy. So kindly find the POSH policy attached. Agar aapka HRIS hai, so you can also say that the policy has been uploaded on that. Kindly have a look at it, So that is how you do it. Great.
And how much details of complaints received, or we just have to give that tabulation?
Only numbers. We don't
Only
give
numbers.
anything. No,
Yeah.
we don't give anything.
And
Thank you.
informal complaints, may employer action taken? Do we have to mention anything on the informal complaints also?
If it is done, if it is required, but generally, I'll speak to you. Sanjay Tripathi, please go ahead, please. Sanjay ji, go ahead. Yes, Neha, I think it is a very powerful question Neha has asked. Just say thank you to Neha, everyone, because 100%, even though you don't have cases, this is, as I told you, why do we have this? Because to show that, exhibit that you have taken all the actions which falls under preventive measures, right? And that's the reason you just put, Smita, thank you so much for the personal assistance, but we are also, helping them. So Neha, please understand here, that is to show that you have taken these actions at workplace. Just write 000. That's all, okay?
Yeah, may I ask my question, please?
Yes.
May I ask my question?
Yes.
Is it applicable to girls also studying in a college?
Wonderful question. That is, is it applicable to girls? Understand, when it comes to educational institutes, everyone. So there are 2 things which you need to keep it in mind. What are the things? Let's talk about the colleges first. Okay, colleges means like they are in colleges generally above 18. Yes or no, everyone? Right? So POSH gets applicable to all the adults. Now, let me also tell you the another scenario. Another scenario here is, that is, if you are in school where there are under 18 children are also there and above 18 staff members are also there. Yes or no? So in that case, there are 2 things gets applicable. One is called POXO. POXO is for children and POSH is for adults. So both the things gets applicable everyone. Okay. If now again, let me come to your university and colleges. You know, for university and colleges, if your college falls under UGC, then there are certain Saksham guidelines are there. Now, what are Saksham guidelines and all? That you need to find out on Google, and Saksham guidelines given lot of understanding about how to have, gender champions, how to have equality on the campus, so that those Saksham guidelines can be followed. Okay. I hope I addressed that, Sanjay ji, right? Yes. Smita, go ahead, please.
Hello, ma'am. Just had one
Hi.
question. So a lot of people have started getting scared because January is coming close for the annual report filing. So they have started constituting the IC now. So I've told them that do as much as you can before the year ends. But a
Yes.
lot of the things that you asked, like the proofs, quarterly meetings obviously didn't happen because there was no IC itself. So in that case, what do we do like in the annual report when we're required to file?
See, on record, I cannot say anything. It's a wrong thing to do.
Sure, got it.
That's all. Right? Now people manipulate, people do something. I do not
Got it. Got it.
support.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ritupurna, over to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what's the difference between sexual offense and gender discrimination?
Okay. So right now we are not getting into that because it will take a lot of time for you to, for me to explain. I will not be able to explain it to you immediately. Our focus right now is on this, so I will stick to that. Okay. I hope you will appreciate.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sheetal,
And
over to you. Yeah, Ritu, you have another question?
yeah,
Go
and
ahead.
do all officers, all ICs must give the report to DO's office?
Yes. So as someone said just now, in Karnataka, they need to give it to the labor court, right? So as I said, that it may change a little bit here and there, but submission of annual report will always happen. Okay. Great.
My this thing is from a central government institute. So directives come from there actually. So that's why I was
So
wondering.
kindly check it at your end. However, all the companies need to submit the annual reports. Okay. Great. Sheetal, over to you, please.
Yes. Hi, good evening, doctor. Just a quick question. Who is actually responsible to submit the annual report? Is it external member or the presiding officer?
Very nice question. This is wonderful. So now it is totally depends on when you have an external member. So now just for some beginners, let me just give you very quickly. The IC is internal committee, but this internal committee, it is mandatory to have one external member. Okay, who is expert in this particular area, who is compassionate about working for this cause, right? And who has a knowledge on POSH. So that is an external member. So Sheetal asked me this question, right? Sheetal, it totally depends on what is the agreement you are in. Okay. So now some of our clients, we have said, they said, no, Aparna, you only for submit our annual report. Like in the afternoon also I had a meeting and they said, Aparna, you only do it. So we will do it, ProTouch will do it. However, there will be some charges which we may have, or sometimes we don't charge. It totally depends on you and what is the agreement. Make sense? Yeah.
Understood. So
yeah, but it is nowhere mentioned in the law that who is supposed to give and what is supposed to. वो बोलते हैं आप करो. अब HR करेगा, presiding officer करेंगे या external member करेगा. That is completely about how do you do it.
okay, so we can be a representative of the organization in terms of submitting annual report. Being an external member, I am an external member for the company, so I can submit that then.
Yes, you can.
Good. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Payal, and this is the last question, everyone. Yes, Payal, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. I just have a quick question. So in case, if the matter is not resolved through conciliation and the settlement part by the IC, and if the FIR needs to be filed, right? So does the as you have said that, it is as per the agreement, but do external member has to do that personally, or they can forward it to the legal department, or they can take the outside help? That is just my
I think
question.
this question pile is not related to what webinar we are having. Okay. But one thing
okay,
is
ma'am.
very clear that if the inquiry is happening, because there are many beginners are also here, and I really don't want to scare them or something. So that is the time I see need to facilitate them to launch FIR. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Understood.
So we need to be facilitator. We should not stop anyone by going ahead and launching any kind of another, complaint to anyone else. Like they can go to LC, they can launch an FIR. A lot of things can happen, right? Yes. I hope I address all the questions here, everyone. It was wonderful. And thank you so much, Shubha, Sangeeta, Sheetal, Kanika, for all your kind words. Certainly at the end of the session, it matters, right? Achhe words, achhe hi lagte hain hamesha. Thank you so much. Hope you have got a lot
Parna,
of
one
insight.
thing I want to say, I have your ProStar certificate at the back of me of POSH, and soon I'll have the emotional trainer wala bhi.
Absolutely. So that's wonderful. Nikita, I think she has done a course from us. But Nikita, I want that you should have our photograph behind. So come to office and collect your
Yes, I
certificate.
will.
Huh?
In
Coordinate with Sagar.
2024, this is on my agenda.
Amazing.
Aparna, even I'll be there. I want to do it.
I'm waiting for you then. Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone,
Thank you.
thank you. So everyone, those who I declare the session is over right now, and I can see many people have logged out. However, we also provide a POSH Train the Trainer certification. I'm also here. Rahul is also here. Some of our advisors are also here. If you want to know anything about our POSH Train the Trainer certification, please kindly let me know. We can take some questions related to certification program. And this recording will be available in next 2 days on YouTube. Thank you.